Hey everybody, I'm HondaPro Jason in Cocoa Beach, Florida, and I'm standing in front of a garage that's going to have something inside of it that is going to completely blow your mind. I mean, I have traveled the world, I've never seen anything like this before, and I'm so excited to share this with you in this video. We're going to walk around this entire car and look at the very low mileage, and we're going to meet the owner and find out exactly what was she thinking. Let's check it out now. To this lock, or is this just good for now?
No.
Oh, I see. Nice. And then let's just take this all the way, take that corner if you could, and carefully bring it up and over and wrap and wrap. I am so excited to show you guys this car, but before I do, let me first introduce you to the owner. Hetty, come on in for a second. How are you?
I'm very good.
I know you're a hugger, so okay, so.
Yes, I am.
You're S2000, so you contacted me and you're like, hey, listen, I have this S2000, it's really special, I bought it brand new, and I want you to know about it.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, I want to know about it, and we're gonna get to why it's so special in just a second.
Okay.
So this is not your only S2000.
No.
So tell me the story, what happened.
Well, actually, I was having an old Honda serviced when I saw my red one in the showroom, and it was love at first sight.
Nice. Now it's going to be your daily driver.
Well, I didn't know what it was going to be at that time, but it was in the middle of the winter.
Okay.
So driving in the winter is not an option, but it definitely caught my eye, and then I bought it. I was living in New York State, and I went to visit someone in South Carolina,
okay.
And I was telling them about how excited I was about this car. And I was looking at BMWs also.
Yeah.
But I said, nah, I really like this S2000. I don't think the BMW's got anything on it. I talked to the dealership about it, and they didn't have one, and they said they're really hard to find. I knew where there was one, so I called the dealership in Watertown, New York, and put a deposit on it with my credit card.
And so you bought the red one.
I bought the red one, yes.
So why did you buy a second one?
Well, when I was growing up, I was the only girl in a family of boys, 3 older brothers who were all gearheads, and I used to tag along with them. And I was really small, and they used to be working on their cars. They were mechanical, they did body work, they did everything. So they'd be out in the garage all hours of the night with their drop light, and lo and behold, they're rebuilding an engine, and they practically held me by my ankle and said, hey, reach around in there with your scrawny little hand and see if you find anything like this down there in the engine. And it was
like whatever they dropped.
It was a push rod.
Oh, no.
So they wanted me to dig around and see if I could find it, and I did, and that's what I was used for. It was they used me to dig around in the engine for them. So, and hand them wrenches.
Okay, so what brings you to the silver S2000?
Right. So the silver one, all the time they were working on their cars. When they get them just about done, they putting the flat gray primer on them. They're tearing out the seats. They're like, wow, wouldn't it be great to have this car with no miles on it? And that was like the mantra of my brothers.
Okay.
It was like, and so that stuck in my head, and it was always, if you had a really cool car, wouldn't it be great if you had one that was pristine?
So you bought a second one as a collector's car, and that's what we're standing in front of.
Yes.
So this,
and in case anything happened to my other one.
Okay, so you had one to drive. You had one to drive that you've put on over 141,000 miles on it.
Yes.
And then this one, which
joyful miles.
It's an S2000.
Some very fast miles.
This one here, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag now and let people know it has 34 original miles, which is the lowest mileage of any S2000 I've ever seen or heard of on the planet.
That's right.
It's unbelievable. And you bought it with 24 miles.
Yes, so my neighbor Greg.
Good old Greg.
Greg, he saw my red Honda and he loved it. And he didn't have the courage to ask me to drive it. So he went up to the dealership, unbeknownst to me, and took the silver
Got
Honda
it.
out for a test drive.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't find out about it until years later, he confessed.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's totally insane. So I love looking at it in the garage, of course. But can we get it finally out of the garage and look at it in the sun and kind of walk around it, and I can explain to people a little bit about the S2000?
I think
How's
that's a great idea.
Let's do that.
Mi mente está volando, apenas son las 10 y yo te estoy buscando, 'cause love is in the air. Todo lo que yo
A little history on the S2000. The original S car was made by Mr. Honda as an S360. 360cc engine, never came out, was never produced. The first car was actually produced from the S series was the S500. And that was the very first car that Honda came out to manufacture. The first vehicle was a truck, the T360, but the S series, the 500, followed by the 600, then the 800, and then the S series stopped until 2000 came out with the S2000. Powered here in America by a 2-liter with a 9,000 RPM redline. This is the 2000 S2000. And with 34 miles, it is like it just came off the factory floor. Let's go check it out. Hetty did have the car detailed before this video. She wanted to make sure the car looked good, and it was probably one of the very first details, possibly the first washes the car has ever had. So I'm gonna open up all the doors, show you everything inside, and I mean, all the VIN tags are still on there. It's simply stunning. Let me open up the gas door here. Look at this. And what's crazy is the car is supposed to come with a full tank of gas. I'm not sure why, but there's no gas in it. She actually never got the full tank of gas from the dealership, which is crazy. So she just put a little bit of gas in the car and she's changed the oil once, but it's absolutely, truly spectacular. Check out the trunk here. And again, all the VIN tags, everything's on the car. This is the, well, first, let's see here. Let's take this out. This is the boot for the car. I don't think this has ever been taken out of here before. It's still in this plastic. In fact, she's never put the convertible top down. We're gonna do that today too. So here's the boot for the car. So this goes on when the convertible top is down, still in the plastic. Some of the dealerships, these are the side strakes. These are supposed to be installed by the dealership. They go inside the fender wells to prevent rock chipping and a little for aerodynamics, but they never installed them. And the infamous body plugs. These are another thing that used to be forgotten by dealerships. These are supposed to go in the frame of the car, and these were never put in. So I mean, this car, it was, I mean, like halfway PDI. This is as new as you can possibly get. Look at everything, is absolutely, nothing's ever been touched back there. I don't think anyone's ever been even back here. This is insane. It's so cool. Okay, let's pop the hood. Everyone wants to see under the hood, of course, so let's pop the hood. Let's check this out. Wait. Original Bridgestone tires, 16-inch wheels, original rubber. And what amazes me is the car's been in the garage for 20 years, and this rubber still looks good. I mean, normally I would think it was dry rotted or something. Come here. The nubs, the original nubs, look at this. The original nubs are still on these tires. That's on this one, you can really see it and feel it. This is unbelievable. God, it's crazy. Headlights are like brand new. There's no tarnishing. And this is, and looky. 2-liter, 240 horsepower, naturally aspirated, of course, double overhead cam, VTEC. I'm not sure if this car's actually ever hit VTEC, which is nuts. Man, this is absolutely sick. Now, one cool thing about the S2000, most people don't know, is the liter to horsepower ratio, which this one was insane. It had the highest horsepower per liter of any naturally aspirated engine until the 2010 Lamborghini beat it. So from 2000, 2010, in 10 years, this produced more power per liter than any vehicle built for naturally aspirated. It's crazy, right? My God, look at this. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh, this is so insane. And again, I'm gonna show you too, just because I know what people are gonna say when they see this video. All the VIN tags are all in the car. So there's a tag there. They're on each side of the fenders here and here. They're here, they're here. There's one here on the bumper. And the reason I'm showing this is if there was anything, like any accidents or anything that happened to the car, these VIN tags most likely wouldn't be there anymore. And they're absolutely brand new. Like the car's never been the car's never been driven, obviously. It's 34 miles. My God. Okay, let's check out the inside. Why don't you jump on the passenger side? And I want to do a startup to show the mileage, because I haven't even shown the mileage yet. I've been too busy talking about this car. Yeah, why don't you jump in this side here, and I'll jump in the other side. And I think, did you give me I have the key? Look at this, look at this. And I mean, the carpet is like brand new on this. It's amazing. One little thing I saw in here, just a little weird thing. This is pulled back a little bit. Looks like maybe the heat got to it or something right inside here. But otherwise, everything is absolutely spectacular. I mean, we're gonna lower the top in a moment. Let's start it up. Quit talking, let's just start it up. So the S2000s it was the very first car that had the push button start. So you turn the car on, and then all the way on this side is an engine start button. Make sure the car's in neutral. And you start it up. And as you guys can see the odometer, 34 miles. Ooh, this is unbelievable. Everything, I mean, like nothing's ever been touched. It's totally, totally insane. I love it. Okay, so the convertible on this. This is a power-acted convertible, and it went down in 7 seconds. And the idea behind it was if you were at a stoplight or something, you could just quickly push it down or pull it up. So what you did is the emergency brake had to be up. These got released here, and then you pulled them forward. Then you lifted this up carefully because you didn't want to mark these. These used to get marked all the time from people doing this, and then you just push this back. And same thing on this side. So this side here, you push this forward, and then you carefully release this one and pull this one back with your hand and then lock it in position. And then I'm just gonna check a couple things just to make sure here. Okay, that's all good. This top's never ever been down in 20 years. So thank you for letting me do this. Hetty's back there going, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I think I should probably be birthing it, but I'll let you.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull this back. And actually, why don't you get out of the car? Let's do this right way. I'm just gonna pull this button. You guys wanna see the top go down? You don't really need to see me do it. So back up a little bit, get the whole car, get the whole idea here. You guys ready? This will only happen once ever. That's it. The convertible comes down for the very first time in 20 years. This is completely insane. I can't thank Hetty. Where are you? I can't thank you enough. This is absolutely monumental. This is so awesome. It's just such a treat to see a car like this in the condition it's in, and to let us film it was just awesome. So guys, as always, but this time from Cocoa Beach, I'm the HondaPro, and now you're in the know. So we've been joking this whole time that the car is 34 miles. We need to take it out of the garage and park it somewhere in the sun. We can do the rest of the video. And we're kidding. What happens if it turns 35 miles? And Hetty just turned to me, she goes, it just turned 35. And back it goes into the garage it came out of. Slow and easy.